What's up, fight fans? So, Darren Till misses weight by 3.5 pounds, right? Stephen Thompson flies across the world into Darren Till's backyard, into enemy's territory, steps on the scale, makes weight, and then Darren Till, a guy who didn't have to deal with commuting, didn't have to fly across the world, you know? Didn't have to deal with any of that shit. Misses weight by 3.5 pounds. Disappointing. Disappointing. I mean, it seems like people missing weight, it's a real issue these days. More and more people seem to be missing weight. You know, I don't know, but I guess it's kind of understandable in Darren Till's case because the guy, apparently he steps in the cage at 200 pounds on fight night. So he balloons up 30 pounds overnight. That is fucking alarming. These guys should be limited to 10% of whatever weight they hit the scales at. You know? So if they're fighting at 170, they shouldn't be allowed in that fucking cage above 187. Period. Or if you're at 155, you shouldn't be able to step in there at, you know, over 170.5 or whatever that calculates to. You need to, I just think the commission needs to start looking at fight day weights too. I mean, there's no reason why anybody needs to put on more than 10 pounds overnight, in my opinion. And sure as hell, not fucking 30. You know? If you're putting on 30 pounds between weigh-ins and the fight, you're fighting in the wrong fucking weight class. Plain and simple. I mean, look, I didn't realize Darren Till got up to 200 pounds by the time he steps in there. He should be fighting at middleweight. I mean, it seems fucking cheap. It doesn't seem like it should even be legal for somebody to step in there and fight 30 pounds heavier than they hit the scales at. Because what if their opponent can only put on 5 pounds overnight? Now there's a 25-pound weight differential in there. That's fucking huge, you know? So I don't know. I mean, if I'm Stephen Thompson, I'd be like, you know what? If this guy doesn't hit 188 by the time we agreed to on fight day or whatever, I'm not taking the fight. So he already gets, I think, 30% of Till's purse, and then I'm sure he'd get his show money. He'd miss out on a bonus, but who knows what his contract's like. He might not even have bonuses in his payment structure. Who knows? But I don't know. I think Stephen Thompson's already doing Darren Till a favor by giving him the fight. I mean, you're the number one guy. You know, you're giving a number 8 a shot at a number one contendership, basically. So why the fuck would you do him another favor? You know, I don't think it makes sense for Stephen Thompson to accept the fight. Granted, I think Darren Till's great, man. I think he's on a roll. He's hell on wheels. Kid's probably the next big thing, but in this specific situation and circumstance, Stephen Thompson being the number one contender, Darren Till being number 8, it doesn't make sense for Stephen Thompson to take the fight. Because anything could happen in a fucking fight. They could go out there, and guess what? Darren Till could clip Stephen Thompson, he could lose. It isn't worth it. You know, you already did the guy a favor by accepting to take the fight. So you're already taking a risk there. You know, and now the guy, if he doesn't make weight, you know, the last thing you want to do is give a guy any advantage. You know, you've already given him an opportunity of a lifetime, really. You know, so it's just, I don't know, guys. I'm hoping for the fans' sake, for the fighters' sake, that Darren Till does make weight. And they're both fighters. They're both competitors. They want to get out there and get after it. Hopefully Darren Till can pull through and make that shit happen. I know I want to see it. But yeah, I don't know. The commission needs to start doing something about the actual fight day weights, you know? I mean, putting on 30 pounds between the weigh-ins and the fight seems fucking, like, I can't even fathom it. I can't even wrap my mind around it. I wouldn't be able to put on 10 pounds in 24 hours if I wanted to. Eating everything in fucking sight, drinking all the water in the world, you know what I mean? So there should be that 10% rule in there, you know, where the commission says, look, we're going to weigh you an hour before you step into the cage, and you cannot be over 10% of the weight class, you know, you're fighting it. You just can't. If you are, you're scratched. You're off the card. I think just in terms of safety, you know, at the end of the day, these guys are modern day gladiators, man, going out there and putting their health on the line, and it's a dangerous fucking sport. I mean, ugly shit can happen in there, you know. So I don't know. I think that's the bigger issue, guys. It's not even missing weight at weigh-ins. It's what fucking weight are they going to be when they step into the cage? You know? And like I said before, if one guy's able to put on 30 pounds overnight and the other guy's body's only able to manage 5 pounds, that's a 25-pound differential, you guys. That's fucking huge. That's what, 2-3 weight classes? You know, it's... Man, I think that's the bigger issue here, guys. Let me know what you think.